Along the lines of post-processing content, I wanted to share with you a couple of different things that I do to add a little bit extra to a good quote or piece of information that I find. And this website, Tiny Buddha, is one where I normally find this kind of information. So in the first example here, I'm going to grab this quote and just copy it. And I'm going to use a tool called Pinwords. And what Pinwords does is it goes into the site and it grabs all of the images that are there. And it loads it into their application in the cloud. And I can select one of 6 different themes. So I'm going to pick handwriting and continue. And then I'm going to paste the quote that I grabbed. And just put it where I think is appropriate. Now I could, I can rotate it a little bit, play around with it. I could change the color. I can make it larger. I can make it smaller. Okay, I'm going to stick with that. So go ahead and pin it, sending it to Pinterest. And then normally what I do as part of this is I'll go and share this out to Tumblr. Now I don't use Tumblr for SEO purposes. I use it primarily for curation and auto-posting purposes. And so what I'm going to do here in the caption is also paste this quote. There. And I'm going to get rid of. Okay. Now, just to see what that looks like, I'm going to go to my Tumblr blog. And there you have it. Okay. Now, the second tool that I use for quotes is when I come across something good and I don't necessarily want to use a picture, then I copy this and I use a tool called Recite This. And what Recite This allows me to do is to take some content, like a quote, and add a background and apply a typography treatment. So the choices are a little bit limited, but I can go through here and find something that I like depending upon the volume of text. The more text I have, the more limited the choices. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create this. And then you see that again, I have the option of posting to Tumblr. And with this one, I'm just going to leave the entire quote as the caption. And again, now I'll go back to Tumblr. And you'll see that that's been passed off. Now, just to make things a little bit more interesting, one of the things that I do is track my own feed. And so here you see, here's the image that I posted. And in Feedly, I have the opportunity to send an image directly to Pinterest with the title that I have here. So, and then I also have the option of posting to Facebook and Twitter. So if I really want to amplify my content, then I post it to Pinterest and then out to Facebook and Twitter. And then one last thing that I'll show you very quickly here is when I go to my main personal blog, here I showed you that I'm using Tumblr. And let me just refresh this page. Now, I'm going to launch a tool that I use called If This Then That, which I'll cover in another screencast. I'm going to check my recipes, and I have a couple of recipes that take Tumblr content and pass it on. So, and I see I have a okay. So, if Tumblr, then send it to Blogger. So I'm going to check this recipe. They normally trigger every 15 minutes, but I can force it by clicking check. Okay, this says that it was last triggered a minute ago. Now, if we go back to this blog and we reload, notice that this content has been automatically passed off in the background from Tumblr, to Blogger, and the same thing can also happen with WordPress. So again, just filter out my Tumblr recipes. Check this recipe. Again, it says anytime I post a new photo to my Tumblr blog, then create a photo post. On the WordPress blog, it was just triggered. And if I go and check WordPress, you'll see that it's there as well. Okay, so the point of all of this exercise is that finding and sharing or finding good content and making it more eye appealing is much easier than you think. As a matter of fact, it's a lot of glorified copying and pasting and plumbing. But these simple tricks can really enhance the content of your content marketing.